let's be real for a second. When most of us hear the word diet, our brains immediately jump to one incredibly unpleasant word: starvation, right? We just picture tiny, sad portions, our stomachs constantly rumbling, and honestly, just a general feeling of misery. But what if it didn't actually have to be that way? What if there was a metabolic workaround where you could eat rich, totally satisfying foods and still turn your body into a highly efficient fat-burning machine? Well, that's exactly what we're going to get into. Welcome to today's explainer, where we are tearing into a really fascinating source document that gives us a complete, practical breakdown of the ketogenic lifestyle. We're going to bypass all the internet hype and look straight at the underlying principles, the actual biological mechanisms at play, and exactly what a full week of eating like this looks like in the real world. Let's make the science of keto completely accessible. So here is our roadmap for today. We've got 5 clear sections. We'll start off with the principles of the keto diet, then how ketosis works, followed by banned foods. And after we get through the strict rules, we hit the really fun stuff: a full 7-day menu, and finally, alternatives to sweets for anyone worried about those sugar cravings. All right, kicking things off with Section 1, Principles of the Keto Diet, specifically the core macro rules. When you map this out, one thing completely dominates the breakdown. According to our source data, a proper keto diet requires your daily intake to be roughly 60 to 70% fat. Just let that sink in for a second. 60 to 70%. Proteins make up a moderate 20 to 30%, and carbohydrates, they are slashed to a tiny 10 to 20% maximum. Ideally, they should make up no more than 10% of your plate. This literally flips traditional dietary advice entirely upside down. You aren't just cutting calories here, you are fundamentally changing the fuel source you put into your engine. Moving right along to Section 2, How Ketosis Works, the Biology of Fat Burning. This right here brilliantly illustrates the absolute magic of the diet, a state called ketosis. When you drastically reduce those carbs, you're actually inducing a state of carbohydrate starvation at the cellular level. Now, your body usually loves using carbs for quick energy. It's easy fuel. But when they're suddenly gone, the body panics for a split second, and then it adapts. It starts breaking down your stored fat deposits into these little molecules called ketone bodies to use as fuel instead. So the main takeaway is this: you are literally forcing your biology to switch its power source. You become a walking, talking, fat-burning machine. Which brings us to Section 3, Banned Foods. Time for clearing the pantry. Now, to reach and actually maintain that fat-burning state of ketosis, you have to make some eliminations that are entirely non-negotiable. As our source firmly outlines, you've got to say goodbye to most fruits, which, let's be honest, are basically nature's candy. You also have to ditch legumes and beans, starchy grains and cereals, completely out. And perhaps the absolute most dangerous culprits of all, hidden sugars. That means no sugary sauces, no sweetened drinks, no packaged store-bought juices, and yeah, no alcohol. Even a tiny spike from a sugary condiment can instantly halt the ketosis process and kick you right back into carb-burning mode. So the pantry has to be cleared out. All right, on to Section 4, the 7-day menu. Maximum flavor, zero starvation. Let's run through a sample Monday from the source document, just to see the amazing diversity you actually get. Take the first variant, for example. You can start your day with sunny side up eggs and ham. For lunch, how about a bunless burger loaded with melted cheese, mushrooms, avocado, and fresh arugula? And for dinner, a fried chicken fillet completely smothered in a rich cheese sauce. Or actually, if you want something a bit lighter, look at the second variant. A beautiful breakfast pudding made from chia seeds and cashews soaked in coconut milk. Lunch should be a turkey and asparagus salad, and dinner features hearty Parmesan meatballs. I mean, you are eating incredibly well here. This is definitely not starvation. And by midweek, the meals remain just as hearty. Fast forward to Thursday, and you've got options like steak with quail eggs and baby spinach for breakfast. Yes, steak for breakfast. Lunch could be another fantastic bunless burger, this time with salsa and guacamole. Or, taking another route, maybe a rich, traditional solyanka soup with baked chicken for lunch and fried fish for dinner. The sheer variety here just goes to show that the keto lifestyle is deeply, deeply flavorful and satisfying. But what happens when those hunger pangs strike between meals, right? Well, keto easily accommodates that too. Our source details everyday snacks like grabbing a handful of almonds, a few thick slices of rich cheese, whipping up an avocado and green smoothie, or honestly just snacking on 3 to 5 olives.
And on the weekend, you can totally mix it up with a protein shake or a small portion of a lower carb fruit like a kiwi. You are constantly keeping your engine fueled with high-quality fats and proteins, which naturally suppresses your appetite anyway. And finally, Section 5, Sweet Alternatives, Solving the Sugar Problem. So our source addresses the sweet tooth head on with one magic number, 0. When you swap in natural sweeteners like stevia or erythritol, you are looking at 0 calories and, way more importantly, a 0 glycemic index. This means they absolutely do not spike your blood sugar. They bypass the system completely, satisfying those cravings without breaking that precious fragile state of ketosis.
And get this, the source points out that stevia isn't just a neutral substitute, it actually comes with some pretty surprising health benefits. Because it's 100% natural, it doesn't wreck the body like artificial chemicals can. It helps restore energy, normalizes blood pressure, actually protects your tooth enamel, since, it's not actually sugar, and it even supports your immunity. It's a perfect, totally guilt-free addition to your keto baking, your morning coffee, or just mixed into plain yogurt. You can absolutely make your life sweeter while still burning fat. Now, a quick but super essential medical disclaimer from our source text to keep in mind. This explainer is strictly for educational purposes. Changing your primary metabolic fuel source from carbs over to fats is a major biological shift. It's a big deal. You must always consult with your family doctor or a registered dietitian before making drastic changes to your diet or introducing new concentrated supplements. Always put safety first. So, we've walked through the intense macro rules, the fascinating science of cellular carbohydrate starvation, the downright delicious, rich meals you actually get to eat, and the clever ways to cheat the sugar system. The keto diet isn't just another passing trend, it's a complete metabolic rewrite. Sure, it's challenging at first, but the culinary rewards and the physical transformations can be absolutely incredible. So I'll leave you with this final provocative thought. Knowing that you don't have to starve, and knowing you can basically eat like royalty while doing it, are you finally ready to ditch the sugar for true fat burning?